Hi everyone and welcome back to Scene Investigators. We are about to solve the third case in the fourth floor. This one is called The Celebration. Here we go. So the situation today, a group of teens celebrated at a friend's apartment. One was killed. No one admitted to seeing the killer. Can you figure out what happened? I will try. 2003, New York. Okay. Oh, we have a lot of documents here in this specific case. Let's see the questions. I think we went over it last time at the end of the previous episode, but just to recall. So we're trying to find out who died. Was the second last to arrive. The second last. Who is the owner of the blue sports bag and who is the killer? Interesting questions. While who died and who is the killer are definitely very important questions, we also need to know who was the second to arrive and the owner of the blue sports bag. Alright, now let's go over the documents. This should be interesting. The situation is what we already read. Right. Interview of suspect 1, Christy. Okay. I'm not gonna take long notes here, only the names of the characters. So we have Christy. Let me check for a second. So we have Christy, we have Jack, we have Lisa, Andrew, Grace, and Eric. Well, I don't have to write those down because I can easily access it from the documents. I might add additional notes to each name, so I'm kinda getting it ready. So we're talking about six teenagers in a party. One of them is probably the killer, one of them is unfortunately dead. So let us check the interview of each one. So Christy, officer. Hello, Mrs. Carter, can you please answer my question? Let's add the last name as well. Why not? Let's put this one over here. Don't interrupt. Okay. Can you please answer my question? Christy, huh? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. What was the question again? Officer, did you go to see Brian on the 31st of May? Christy, no. Officer, did you have any physical contact with him at all during this week? Brian. Wait a minute, did you go to see Brian? Brian did not attend the party. Okay. So I'll add another list of names. Brian. I'll say did not attend question mark because I do not know for sure they did not attend, but I think so. So we have Brian. So Christy says she did not go to see him, right? On the 31st of May. Did you have any physical contact with him at all during this week? Christy, no. Officer, when was the last time you met or spoke with Brian? Maybe a week and a half ago? She's not sure. A week and a half ago. Are you aware that Mr. Brian Olson is dead? Oh. Okay, so we already know who died. Brian Olson was killed. I see. So he did attend, but he's no longer alive. Let me erase this title. This is wrong. Brian Olson was killed. Christy, what? Are you sure? Officer, he was killed last night in his apartment. Where were you on the night of the 31st of May? I was at home. Wait a minute. Christy was not at the party? Jack. So you're also in the band. The band, okay. Jack, yes, play the bass. I also play the guitar, but I usually end up playing the bass. So how would you describe your relationship with Brian? Brian. Honestly, he's more of Eric's friend than mine. Eric and I have known each other since elementary and have been tight since. Eric introduced me to Brian in high school and we started playing together. So Eric introduces Brian to Jack in high school and they're all together in a band. Officer, can you go over your accounts of the incident? Jack? I was working for most of the day. I eventually left and I headed to Brian's place. I bumped into Grace at the lobby and we both went up together. So he says I was working for most of the day, eventually left and headed to Brian's place. Bumped into Grace at the lobby, we both went up together. Grace and Jake going together. And Eric is Brian's friend from high school. He introduces Brian to Jack. Got it. What time did you arrive? Maybe around 6:45. Do you recall seeing anyone right before entering the apartment? No, I mean, other than the guy at the front desk, all of us had something to drink, so something might be unclear. I do remember Grace was being pretty obnoxious the whole night. After I finished my drink, I left the apartment. Why did you leave? As I mentioned to the other officer, Brian was smoking heavily and I can't stand the smell of it. Where did you go? I went back home. Was anybody with you at the time? Anybody who could corroborate your story? No. Not even the man at the front desk? Look, this is getting annoying. I didn't do anything wrong. You got nothing on me. Just let me go. Okay. He's definitely kind of annoyed and is impatient. Does it mean anything? Maybe, maybe not. Let's continue. Lisa. Yes, I'm one of the tenants of the apartment. Ah, okay. Lisa is one of the tenants. How close are you with your brother? So we got Lisa. Brian's sister. So how close you are with your brother? Close enough. I mean, we don't talk about deep things or anything. He mostly keeps to himself. Are you aware of the allegation towards him? Ah, what allegations? Okay, let's change the topic. Out of all the attendants, has any of them shown any violent behaviors or tendencies? Violent? Not really. Well, actually, Andrew has been suspended a few times for getting into fights. I wanna add this one. I'll add that Andrew been suspended for getting into fights. Might be important. Might be. Can you recall the last time he got into a fight? Last week, actually, he and this other guy were fighting over a goal. Gasp. Wait, you guys don't actually think he did it, right? Do you usually lock the door for your room? Yes, I like to keep my room private. Brian sometimes has friends over, so I lock it anytime I have to head out. But you said you lost your key. Oh, I was coming back from a friend's house and I must have accidentally left it there. What time did you leave your friend's house? Around 6:30 p.m. So how did you get into the apartment? Well, it was already open. Most of them are already inside, so the celebration kinda started. Most of them were inside, though Jack said he came at 6:45. Okay. Brian must have let them in. So what time did you arrive? Around 7. Did you keep a spare key? Ah, okay, she came at 7, so yeah, Jack was already there. Did you keep a spare key? Do you keep a spare key? Yes, we keep a spare on the kitchen wall. Ah, the kitchen wall. But it was missing. Someone must have taken it. Can you recall exactly when you noticed the spare key was missing, went missing? I checked as soon as I came back, but it was already gone. Interesting. So how did you get into your room? Brian used this key set to let me in. Do you often have parties at your apartment? Wait a minute, so I checked as soon as I came back, but it was already gone, so Brian used his key set to let her into her room. Got it. Do you often have parties at your apartment? Yes, mostly for special occasions, but sometimes just to hang out on the weekend. Is there often alcohol involved? Yes, pause. Andrew usually buys the drink for us. So, Andrew, I'll add a few things about you, Andrew. It's getting interesting about Andrew. Been suspended for fights. Get alcohol. Usually. Drinking may get you violent sometimes. Alright. Alright. Let's keep reading. Could you repeat what you told us? I was asleep. I woke up. It was dark. I went to the restroom and that's when I saw him lying there in his room. I didn't know what to do. Starts crying. I see. So again, she goes to sleep. She wakes up. It was dark. Went to the restroom. And while she's going to the restroom, she sees his body. And then what happened? I panicked and screamed. Moments later, Andrew came running by, gave me a panic attack. Andrew were near this point? Really? Does he live nearby or was he still there? I mean, the entire evening or... Interesting. Do you have any suspicion as to who his murderer could be? I don't know. I don't understand how this could happen. We are all really good friends. So I'd say Andrew was nearby when Lisa found the body. Was it the house, I'm guessing? Nearby. Still at the house, maybe. Okay. Okay, we have a few question marks regarding Andrew, but let's see the interview with Andrew. It's gonna be interesting. Alright, Andrew. Officer, can you please account when you and the others arrived at the apartment? Well, I arrived at the apartment around the same time as Lisa and everybody was already there. Arrived at the apartment around the same time as Lisa and everybody was already there. Lisa said she came... Okay. Alright. So I don't know when the others arrived. What happened after? I don't know, man. I thought you have all the answers. It's after midnight. I'm tired as hell. Officer, what happened after? Can I put some pressure on Andrew? Andrew, I was in the toilet puking for quite a bit, and then I woke up Eric. And where was Jack during this time? I don't know. None of us saw him for the rest of the night. You're the one who brought the drinks to the party, correct? Andrew, yes. You're not old enough to drink? How did you purchase them? Not answering. Did you contaminate the drinks in any capacity? What? Of course I didn't contaminate the drinks. Alright. You do know that underage drinking or purchase of alcohol is misdemeanor? Really? That's all you got? I thought you guys were trying to solve a murder. Get serious, this is a complete waste of time. None of my friends did what you're suggesting. Alright, Andrew, I would like to ask Andrew more questions, but that's all we got. Interesting. Also, Grace. Can you elaborate more on your relationship with Brian? I already told you, he and I have been dating for about a year and things were going well. We should mention that. Grace was dating Brian for about a year. She says things were going great. Got it. Can you please tell me your accounts of the evening? Look, Christy is 100% guilty here. Whoa. Okay. Christy is the first one we read. Let's see what we got on Christy. She says she did not contact Brian for about a week and a half. She was not at a party. Christy was not at a party. Did you go to see Brian at the 31st of May? She says no. When he tells her about the fact that Brian Olson is dead, she is surprised. Really surprised? Faking it? Let's find out. Okay, so let's see what Grace is saying about her. So Christy is 100% guilty here. That lying bitch has been trying to get in between Brian and I ever since we got together. She can't stomach that he chose me and not her. I'm telling you, that girl is batshit psycho. Ooh. Please calm down, Miss Burns. Okay. Last name, Grace Burns. So Christy Carter, I'd say, accused by Grace to be the killer out of jealousy. Sorry if I'm misspelling words, guys. You know, English not my native tongue, so sorry about that. Yeah, where were we? Please calm down, Mrs. Burns. Don't tell me to calm down. This girl should be behind bars. Please just answer the question. Fine. I arrived at the apartment same time as Jack. Same time as Jack. That would be 6:45. I got out of the elevator just in time to see Christy leave the apartment and ran off. If this is true, Christy was lying because she said she did not see Brian on the 31st. Okay. Why the hell was she even there? Does she not even... Mrs. Burns, please focus. Are you sure you saw Mrs. Carter leave the apartment? Oh, 100%. She's the only girl in this world that has dyed green hair and braids hair like that. Please continue. After Andrew came with drinks, I tend to believe Grace. I tend to believe her, but... You know, I'm saying that carefully. We should check things out. Please continue. Grace, after Andrew came with the drinks, we all started to play a drinking game. This went on for most of the night, and I eventually knocked out. Can you recall if anybody passed out before you did? I'm sorry, I can't. I completely blacked out. I guess must have drunk a bit too much because the cops already arrived by the time I woke up. I see. Okay. Jackson said something about... Where was it? Yeah, he says, I do remember Grace was being pretty obnoxious the whole night. After I finished my drink, I left the apartment. It's very possible that Grace was upset because she saw Christy. Yeah. The plot thickens. Let's see what Eric had to say. So Eric was a good friend of Brian since high school, right? He introduced Brian to Jack. Yeah, that's the one. So can you please account when you and the others arrived at the apartment? I know I was the first to arrive. So one of the questions we had is, who was the second last to arrive? So if... Okay, so if Eric was the first to arrive, and let's see the names. So Christy was there. She was lying. She was there. Christy was there. Jack was there. Andrew was there. Grace was there and Eric was there. Brian hosted the party, so he did not arrive. He was already there. So the second last to arrive out of those names, out of Christy, Jack, Andrew, Grace, and Eric. Right? Oh, and Lisa. There's also Lisa. Okay. Oh, I have Lisa written down here. Over here. So we should start writing down regarding the order. So we have 6 in total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because Brian he already lived there. So Eric says, Eric. First to arrive. Yeah. All right. Let's see. It's getting interesting, guys. When did you arrive? Oh, Christy denies the fact that she was there. She denies it. But let's see. Grace says, I arrived at the apartment the same time as Jack, so that would be 6:45. Oh, the text on text is probably hard to see. I'm sorry. Let's get it over here to the left. Maybe it will help a little bit. I hope. So Jack arrives at 6:45, and that would be Grace as well. I arrived at the apartment the same time as Jake, so they both came together. Eric was the first. So there was someone else. There was... I don't know if Eric counts Christy in this, but... Okay, let's see. Jake, 6:45. Lisa, when did you arrive? Let's see. Around 7. So Lisa arrives at 7. Maybe she was the last one. Most of them were already inside. She says most of them, not all of them. So maybe she was not the last one. Maybe she was the second last. So we know when Lisa did come. And what about Andrew? Andrew. Can you please account when you and the others arrived at the apartment? I arrived at the apartment around the same time as Lisa, and everybody was already there. Everybody was already there. Around 7. So Christy was before everybody else, right? She's very early and she's early to leave. If Grace is telling the truth, of course. So Grace and Jack, they are the first to arrive. Let's see, did they say if there's someone in the apartment when they arrived? What time did you arrive? Maybe around 6:45. Did you recall seeing anyone right before entering the apartment? No, I mean other than the guy. Yeah, okay, cool. So he was the first to arrive at 6:45, and then Grace probably came after him. Also around 6:45, but after him, and then we have Eric was the first to arrive, so that means... So Lisa and Andrew are the last to arrive, but I think Lisa came before Andrew because Andrew says everybody was already there. Lisa said most of them was there, so that would mean... questions. Who was the second last to arrive? I'd say it would be Lisa. That makes sense. By the way, we know that that's an easy one, that Brian Olson was murdered. Who was the killer? I'm suspecting either Andrew with his violent nature or Christy that definitely has a motive if we're taking into consideration that Grace is telling the truth, which we do not know for sure. Grace got a motive as well. Seeing Christy there, coming out, maybe she got mad and she thought maybe Brian was cheating on her or doing something with Christy, and that's also a motive. Okay. So let's continue reading Eric's testimony. Where was I? First to arrive. And I was the first one to arrive. Brian, Grace, and Jack were already there. Oh, so yeah, I did not count Christy in this. He counted Brian in this. So that's why it says fourth. Okay, cool. That answers my question. I must have missed something because Grace's attitude was off the entire time. He's the second one to mention that. Jack was saying something about it as well, about Grace being obnoxious. Maybe Brian and Grace had a fight, I have no idea. I was super glad when Lisa arrived. She always livens the mood. I think Andrew was the last to come, that we know. He's always late for everything. Where you okay, so we have the answer. Yeah, definitely it was Lisa who arrived second last. By the way, we are getting a lot of answers even before entering the apartment. But if we'll enter the apartment, we might find out that someone was lying. So yeah, interesting. Were you drinking that night? We all were. Grace usually doesn't drink that much, but that night she was chugging as if there was no tomorrow. Again, the fight, she was upset. Anything to note of that night? I'm not sure. Grace's behavior should look into that. Let's see if we can find something after we'll enter the apartment. Anything to note of that night? I'm not sure how drunk I was, but I do remember Jack and Brian were arguing for a bit. Things got pretty heated, but Brian eventually got up and locked himself in his room. So Jake and Brian arguing, things are getting heated. You were the one who called 911, correct? Yes. It was here on the report that you discovered the body and called law enforcement after 2 hours. Why did it take so long for you to call law enforcement? Good question. Because Andrew was completely against it. Ooh. That's a bad look for Andrew. That's a very bad look. Officer, and why was he against calling the authorities? Something about underage drinking and him getting in more trouble than the rest of us. I see. So that's very shady behavior. Yeah, okay. Drinking, it's illegal, underage drinking. Maybe you're known for getting into trouble, but still a friend of yours is dead. He was killed. I think in these circumstances, you would put things aside and want to know what's going on and call police right away. The fact that he was, pushing against it, that's a bad look for him. Very bad look for Andrew. And okay. Look, I know he's a little dumb at times, but trust me, he did not do this. Eric vouches for Andrew. Error, mic stopped working. Damn it! What part of I don't remember much do you not understand? Please calm down, we just want to clarify certain details. Please tell us again. Like I said, I was drinking heavily that night. I must have passed out because the next moment I remember was Andrew waking me up by pouring water on my face. Let's read that again. Like I said, I was drinking heavily that night. I must have passed out because the next moment I remember was Andrew waking me up, pouring water on my face. Okay. Lisa tells me that you had a pretty big argument with Brian last week. Well, tell me about that. Really? Seriously, you guys are reaching? He was on my case about interrupting rehearsals with my mistakes. I've been busy recently, so I haven't had much time to practice, but come on, there's no way I'll kill him over something like that. I have my pride as a musician. As a musician, I was gonna show him up with my performance. Yeah, that's I don't know. Seems like far-fetched that because of this argument something happened, but we'll see. We'll see. Wow, that was interesting. That was very interesting. Okay, only now we're gonna go into the apartment. We got some interesting background. We already know a lot about the relationship between all the characters. Interesting. That's an interesting way to start. Okay, so let us recall the questions once more. Of course, who died? Brian. Second last to arrive, probably Lisa. We need the owner of the blue sports bag and of course the killer. That's the biggest question. We have motives for Grace, Christy, and Andrew. Well, Andrew doesn't have a motive. Let me rephrase that. We have a motive for Grace and Christy. That may be sort of a love triangle. Andrew doesn't have a motive, but he's known to be violent and drinking a lot and breaking the law if we're talking about alcohol. So even though Andrew doesn't have a motive yet, his characteristic maybe fits. And blue sports bag? blue sports bag? It's, that's blue? That's a very dark navy blue. Might be blue. I think this is the bag. But let's see if we have another bag. Okay, that's Brian's room. I don't see a bag. I don't remember exploring this room last time. We just started enter the apartment, just just to see things, explore this room and then the bathroom, and then we stopped the episode. So I do remember exploring this room. I did not find anything in this room, so the ceiling maybe. Yeah, I think this room is pretty cleared, and that's Lisa's room. Girls only, no boys allowed. Okay, yeah, so I don't see any bags, so that means this is the blue bag. Even though it looks kinda almost black, that's the bag. And yeah, it says sports gear. Yeah, this is the bag. We need to know who owns the bag. Let's begin. We have a baseball bat. A racket. Who's into sports? Dynamic. Ooh. Musician. So who was in the band? Brian, Eric, and then Jack joined the band. So this bag belongs to one of the three. I'm guessing not Brian. No, I don't know. Maybe it does belong to Brian. Here's the thing. If you have a sport bag like that, well, actually, it does possible that Brian would leave it here, but most of the time, it will be in your bedroom or hanging somewhere, not here on the floor in the living room. So those bags fits more to guests who arrived at the party, right? So I'd say it's either Jake or Eric's. Huh. Grease on the Elbow by Rick Drimold. Took a photo, why not? That's all I have, right? Oh, wait a minute. Mouthing of Today. Mouthing of Today, really? Mouthing of Today. Intro, verse, pre-chorus, part of four, fill the chorus. So, who said was playing the bass or guitar? Who was it? Let's see the questions again. I think it was Jack. Yeah. Yes, play the bass. I also play guitar, but I usually end up playing the bass. Does it say here what instrument? I need to find out who's into tennis or sports. And that's when I'll know. So we said this bag belongs to either Brian, Jack, or Eric. I think it's more likely to be Jack or Eric, because if Brian lives here, I think it's more likely this is belonging to one of the guests. This belongs to one of the guests. So if I find out whose bag this is, Eric or Jack, then the other one owns this, I'm guessing. Nobel's 2003 Summer School. Dear Mr. and Mrs. Carter. Carter. Wait a minute. We had those? Christy Carter. This bag belongs to Christy. She did lie. She was here. Grace was not lying. Christy was in the apartment before everybody arrived. Dear Mr. and Mrs. Carter, welcome to Noble's 2003 Summer School. Your student's schedule for the Noble's Public High School 2003 Summer Academic Program can be found in your NPS portal account. Schedule includes the course number, name and teacher assignment. Once students have picked up their summer school package and submitted their summer pass form with school security, they will be ready to start. This program offers students the option of earning credits and beginning the school year in line to graduate with their class. Enclosed are a summer school course list and registration from students contract that should be read and signed by the student and parent guardian. Summer school starts on Tuesday, June 3rd and ends after classes on Friday, August 1st. Any student who plans to attend must be present from the first day. The registration student contract form and check for the full tuition of $225 per course are due on or before the first class. These courses will be offered only in enrollment insufficient. Please note that your student's summer school grade does not replace any failing grade earned during the regular school year. Summer school course allows your student to earn credit to meet specific graduation requirements. Please review the general information enclosed in this letter. We look forward to successful summer experience. Sincerely, Evelyn Zimmerman and Zach Emmett, summer school coordinators. So this one belongs to Christy, so not Jack or Eric, so I cannot know who the blue one belongs to just yet. What's this? See the other side instruction for allergic. Oh, asthmatic, allergic. Okay, you have inhaler. I see. Someone was allergic and asthmatic, so that would be Christy. So I'd write down a couple of things. The fact that Christy was here and she was lying. She started to seem like a suspect to me. Carter. The blue bag belongs either to Eric or Jake. I wonder if I already got some answers right. Let's submit for a second. One of the 4 questions answered correctly. Only one. I think are we done with this case file or would like to revisit any scenario? Yeah, revisit.
Scenario.
So I only got Brian right.
Good luck.
Lisa was not the second to arrive, the second last. Let me verify I did not misspell something. Christy Carter. Happened to me before. Brian. Oh, I misspelled Brian. I wrote brain. Oh my god. Brian Olson. So I think I got those 2 right. Brian Olsen and Lisa. Yeah, let me check. Yeah, okay, cool. So we got 2 answers right. So Christy did not kill. So it's either Grace or Andrew, unless I'll find some surprises. Alright. Okay, so we got 2 questions right. Should always check my spelling before submitting, huh? Okay, let's see what else we got. Nobles High School. The Wolfpack. Golden Wolves. What it says? Griddles? You're eating some pizza, playing video games. Too bad. Someone was murdered. Looks like you were having fun. Honor of duty too. Oh my god. Honor and duty. Medal of Honor and Call of Duty. GC4. That's a GC4 console? Everything is connected to this one. They have 2 models. Another game, what is this? Assassin Kingdom. Assassin Kingdom. Okay, I think we are done with the living room. It was funny to see the fake video games. Trash. Can open something? Maybe? Nope. I won't object to some pizza. Traveling pizza book. 2 free toppings with purchase of any medium pizza. Good solid metal. I think this is it for the kitchen. We did explore this room, so I will keep this one for last. Let's go to Lisa's room first. I think Brian's is the most interesting room. Milk, chocolate, peanuts, and caramel bar. Snickers ripoff. Ah, cute, Lisa. Holmes and Mystery. They're really like using all the references you can think of without really using them. Food, drive, and soup kitchen community. Rockaway Beach. Meet near Lot J on Ferry Road. Join us. Get together as a community and let's help our homeless citizens. Get involved. Not a lot happening here. This might be interesting. So 31st. That's the date of the celebration. Original match, club. Let's read it like this. Original match, club photo day, practice exams, grandpa's birthday, finals, tennis club, club preparation day. Tennis club? Oh! The blue sport bag. It's hers. Yeah, I'd say, who is the owner of the blue sports bag? I'd say Lisa as well. Let's see. But let's see if we'll find something else. But no, but Lisa is not a musician. We don't know about her being a musician. Only Brian, Jack, and Eric. And we saw the notes there, so... Last day of school! What else we got here? The laptop would be the most interesting. Group chat. And private chat. Rocket scientists. So this one on May 23rd. Kitty lover. Hey guys, even though school is over, do you guys still want to meet up and practice in the summer? Lord Killer. I'm fine with meeting up, but my family and I are going to be out of town around the end of July. Anybody else? Man, this group is dead. This one is better. Let's see. This is also from May. As you all know, a few of us are going to be graduating. We're gonna have a grad party at our place 7 p.m. on Saturday. Vader. So, Saturday, that's the party we're talking about, right? Yeah, Saturday, they're chatting on the 25th. That's the celebration chat. So who is Vader? Who's Vader? At our place. Oh, Vader is Brian. At our place. Vader is Brian. Jester. Let's go on bringing drinks. So Jester would be Andrew. Why can't we just all go to the arcade? Arcade, really? I don't understand how you enjoy that boring place. And what, chugging a whole bottle of Cordial Light is fun for you? Gracie, that would probably be Grace, right? I think the arcade is fine. Vader, Chill guys, I already made the preparations. I just want us to enjoy our last time as high schoolers together. Kitty lover, so that would be Lisa, of course. Someone needs to watch over Eric. Oh, make sure he doesn't drink so much. Eric, you're a drinker. Party pooper. Streak is Eric, maybe? You barfed all over the couch, you boozer. Took me a week to get rid of the smell. Didn't we heard about Eric having an argument with Brian a week ago? Okay, geez, I'll be more careful next time. Great, we'll see each other this coming Saturday then. If you have questions or concerns, message in this group chat. Hey, what time are we gathering again? Scroll up, you idiot. You already mentioned the time. So, Eric, let's see. Eric. Lisa tells me that you had a pretty big argument with Brian last week. Wanna tell me about that? So he had a big argument with Brian and also he got a drinking problem. Eric got a drinking problem. Eric starts to, feel like a valid suspect. Okay. And no, the sports bag, it's not Lisa's. She's not a musician. Alright. Private chat. So Zane, do we know who Zane is? Zane. He was not here. Alright. Since Christy is graduating this year, we'll need a new captain. I think you'd be a good fit. What do you think? I was hoping you'd be up for the task. Let's talk about this tomorrow at school. I gotta go soon. Okay, talk to you later. Jester would be... Jeez. I'm bringing drinks. That would be Andrew. Hey, have you heard from Christy? She hasn't been to school in a few days and she's not picking up. Oh, you haven't heard? Cassie told me that she was sexually assaulted by... Oh my god. Oh, no. What the fuck? Please tell me they caught this motherfucker. Is he their cowboy? It's just a rumor and the school hasn't said anything yet. Hopefully it's nothing. Oof. Cassandra. I don't know if you heard, but word is going around that Christy was... Okay, so that will be the newest one. So I'm going backward. Okay, never mind. So this is Casey telling her, I don't know if you heard, but word is going around that Christy was sexually assaulted by someone at school. She hasn't been to school in a few days. What? You better not be joking. What's the school doing about it? They haven't issued any statement yet. Hopefully it's nothing. You know how she is. She's such a drama queen. Jeez, I hope that's not true. Lillian, guess who I saw trying to walk home with Christy today? You're definitely overreacting. Girl, I'm telling you, he's 100% into Christy. I bet you that's the only reason he joined the tennis club. He joined the tennis club. Who did? Brian? If it is, thank God he did. He's one of our best players. He's gonna have a tough time getting through her brothers. Huh. I know all of them. They're all pretty nice guys. We do not know she's talking about Brian. Who is she talking about? Who joined the tennis club? I need that to know who the bag belongs to. I don't know. Who joined the tennis club? It's either Eric or Jack. Let's see what we can find out. We are about to make our conclusion. Still don't know. That's the front door key. That was taken from the kitchen? Kitchen wall? Yeah, from here. What's this? School District of Queens, Noble Public High Schools. Phone, website. Notice of suspension. Brian Olsen students. Oh. Who was suspended? Andrew was suspended for going into fights. When did you? got suspended, Brian? On May 28th? Number of days undetermined. Why were you suspended? Any student found in the building while on suspension is subject to arrest and prosecution for trespassing. This suspension results from the following violations of the school district of Queen's Code of Student Conduct. Sexual harassment of other student. Oh my god. So possibly Brian was harassing Christy. Unless it was false and he was innocent, then he was walking Christy that day. Lillian said that she's telling... Okay. Here's what I'm thinking. Lillian said, we saw the messages. She's telling Lisa, guess who was walking Christy home? Or was trying to walk her home, something. So it was definitely Brian. It was definitely Brian because later on, he apparently sexually harassed Christy. So he was trying to pursue her, and then he went and did something wrong. So that means he was also the one to try to walk her home. That makes sense. And if that's the case, then he owns the bag because they talked about the one that walked her home also joined the tennis club. So if this is correct, then Brian Olson is also the owner of the blue sports bag. If this is correct. Let's see what else I got. Description of the situation. On May 22nd, 2003, a student reported that Brian Olson had sexually assaulted her. There is a motive if Christy wanted him and he refused, like Grace says that she made it up, but I don't think so because Lillian said that he was trying to walk her home. Trying to walk Christy home. But if Brian sexually assaulted her, why would you come to the party? Why would you come to the party? We saw her bag. We saw Christy's bag. I'm confused a bit. Okay. These are serious allegations as the school contacted law enforcement and an investigation will be conducted. We ask that all parties involved keep this to themselves until the investigation has concluded. The parents of both parties have been notified. Notice of parent-guardian, a conference has been scheduled for the purpose of reinstatement and or recommendation of the student for further disciplinary action. The student must return to school with the parent-guardian listed on the school computer network. If this is not convenient, the parent should call the school at this number, schedule the conference. Mark Figueroa, principal. All right, safety director, student is suspended from the school until further notice. Jeez. And that makes me think that Grace Burns killed Brian. And let me tell you why. More than one of the teenagers said that Grace was acting obnoxiously and was not behaving. And she's hating on Christy. She hates Christy. She knows that Brian wants Christy. Grace was upset all night. Maybe she lost it. They were drinking. Maybe she killed him. Let's see what else we can find. To Red. Kill Fields featuring. Okay. Some posters. Ooh. 9mm bullet. Who owns a gun? Who shot you, Brian? Am I right? Was it Grace? I think she was very jealous. Knit of Rock, application form, group band name, Dead Ironclad Killers. Band member contact, Brian, address, phone, email. Band members' names and ages. Brian, Eric, Andrew was also in the band, and Jake. List all instruments and equipment you will be bringing. You must include with your application, $35 deposit, which will be returned. Band member signatures on the attached waivers. Music sheets of all songs that your band intends to play, along with the local lyrics. CD or tape recording of your group with intended members playing together. Alright. Okay. That's probably the most interesting thing. I saved it for last. Brian's laptop. Let's see what we can learn here. Group chats. Grad party. I think we will see the same messages we saw with because it's same group chat. Same one as we saw with Lisa. As you all know, a few of us are going to be graduating. Let's go. Yeah, it's the same thing. Party pooper. We read that. Yeah. But this is new. Dead Ironclad Killers, the band group chats. Hey guys, we need to practice this week. Can we meet up this Tuesday? That was on May 25th. So in Can Do, I have track meet on Tuesday. I have rare coming up real soon. I have race, sorry. Can't do Tuesday either. I agreed to help my dad at the store. Seems that most of us can make it. Let's reschedule. What about Tuesday? What about Thursday? Fine with me. Good for Thursday. Same here. Cool. Okay, we got nothing out of this. So we don't have anything new here. Except for this crazy thing. He was the one to sexually harass her. What's this key? Cannot interact. So that's my conclusion. Oh, wait a minute, what? I saw something here. What? Brian. Jack. Grace. Alright. They actually read the names on the cups? Okay. Okay, I'm making my conclusion, but let's see, I'm not sure. But I think that Brian wanted Christy and he sexually assaulted her, which is awful. And also I think Grace was really jealous, was hating on Christy and probably killed him. And I think Brian owns the bag because the chat between Lisa and Lillian, he was trying to get into tennis club. So let's see, I don't know. Oh, I got it completely wrong.
Loading scenario. Loading complete. Good luck.
So Grace did not kill him. Let me check that I did not misspell any names. So Grace Burns. I did try Christy. Eric also had an argument, but I missed something in the apartment, guys, because I don't see like he has a motive the same way as Grace has. Let me verify Grace. Mrs. Byrne, sorry. Yeah, I did not misspell her name, I think. So, who else got a motive to kill you? I know he had an argument with Eric. Also, wow, he doesn't own the bag. It could be Lisa's bag. Let's try this one for a second. But she's not a musician. Doesn't make any sense. No. So it's either Eric or Jack. Eric was not drinking because Eric must have been drinking. Yeah, and look at that, it's spilled. Okay. Andrew. Eric's drink was spilled. Eric also had a motive. They did argue. And he has drinking problems. Wait a minute. Let me go over this one again. Private chat. Guess who I saw trying to walk home with Christy today? You're definitely overreacting. Girl, I'm telling you, he's 100% into Christy. I bet you that's the only reason he joined the tennis club. He's gonna have a tough time getting through her brothers. Who's Christy's brother? I think maybe it was Eric. Maybe Eric killed him over their fight they had because he was drinking, so he did not control himself. No. Why would Jack or Andrew kill Brian? I don't like the fact that I'm getting into the answer through elimination process. Because in previous cases, even though I did some elimination, I got a couple of questions wrong and then I fixed it. Here, if I fixed it and right now, Jack, for example, or Andrew, I'll get to the answer without knowing why. I got it. Jack killed him, but I don't know why. It's really upsetting that I don't know. Again, previous cases, it happened to me that I got a question wrong. Then I fixed it, but I was okay with it because I understand why I made a mistake and what really happened. But here I don't see a motive for Jack to kill Ryan unless... Maybe it's Christy's brother. I don't have his last name, right? Jack. Let's read Jack interview again. You're also in the band. Yes, play the bass. I also play the guitar. I usually end up playing the bass. So how would you describe your relationship with Brian? Honestly, he's more of Eric's friend than mine. Eric and I have known each other since elementary and have been tight since. Eric introduced me to Brian in high school and we started playing together. Can you go over your accounts of the incident? I was working for most of the day, eventually left and I headed to Brian's place, bumped into Grace at the lobby and we both go together. 6:45. I recall seeing anyone before entering the apartment. No. I do remember Grace was being pretty obnoxious the whole night. All of us had something to drink. As I mentioned to the other officer, Brian was smoking heavily and I can't stand the smell of it. Where did you go? I went back home. Anybody can vouch for it. There's no motive here in the line of questioning. The bag belongs to... That's so confusing. Eric or Andrew, right? I tried Brian. The bag belonged to Eric, the other musician, because... No. So Andrew. Again, the bag belongs to a musician, because we have the music notes. So it's either Eric, Jack, Brian, or Andrew. I think I tried Brian as well, so that means Andrew. Okay, I'll have to... I'm kind of upset that that's how I'm getting to all those answers, but I think that's Andrew that owns the bag, but I'll have to go... Yeah, that's the answer. Damn it, guys. I got into this conclusion. We got 4 out of 4, but totally by elimination. Unlike the previous cases, I didn't really understand the logic behind the events. I'm still not sure what Jack's motive was to kill him. I don't know. I'll revisit the scene just one last time and I'll see if I can find something, but if I can't, and so far I did not find the motive, I'll try to go online and see an explanation to find the answers, because I'm not there, guys. Very confusing. Again, I'll check the answers online, try to understand what I missed here, what was really going on, because again, I just can't. I just can't understand what's really going on. So yeah, we'll end this one here. Again, I said, kind of upsetting. I got all the answers by elimination. Not fun. That's not how I want to solve the cases. I want to understand what I'm doing and get the real answers and to find the why. And I did not find the why. We know that Jack killed Brian. I'm not sure why. I'm so confused. I will research for some answers online. Probably I missed a document. I don't know. But yeah, I think we are done with the 4th floor. That was the last case. Done with this one. If you are granted the power to pardon one of the perpetrators, who would you choose? Ooh. That's a bonus question, ungraded. So let me tell you what I'm thinking. In the first case, we saw, if I recall, the wife shooting down the husband as self-defense. That's the only one that was self-defense. The second case, the dinner party, one woman shot another out of jealousy. She wanted her husband. They had an affair. So she definitely was intending to kill. So I would not pardon her. On 4 or 3, I don't know why Jack killed him. What really happened? I did not get it. I got the 4 out of 4 by elimination, so I can't tell. But in the first case, it was definitely self-defense. The husband, ex-husband, he broke into the apartment. He was unstable. He wanted to take the kids, I'm guessing by force. And yeah, the mom shot him down out of self-defense. So yeah, she's the one I'll pardon. Yeah. Thank you for your submission. You're welcome. Grade A. So yeah, what is case file report? Maybe now we'll find all the answers. So let's see. The break-in. At approximately 11 p.m. on July 16, 2004, Clyde Peterson broke into an apartment. The apartment is currently being rented by his ex-wife, Brenda Peterson, now known as Brenda Sherman. The noise that Clyde made when he knocked over the planter woke up the sleeping baby. The baby's crying, alerted Brenda. So she did not hear Clyde. The baby made her wake up. So that's how she woke up. Alerted Brenda, who was resting on a couch in the living room. The intruder tried to calm the baby before making his way into the next room. Brenda, hearing everything from the baby monitor, observed the intruder heading into her study room. She then quietly made her way to her safe inside a closet to retrieve her gun. Armed, she then confronted the intruder, who was desperately searching for something inside her study room. Upon opening the door to her study, she recognized the intruder, her ex-husband Clyde. While aiming her gun towards Clyde, she moved closer to her landline at her desk and tried to dial 911. Before she could finish, Clyde pulled out his own gun. Oh, so they both had guns at this point. A startled Brenda then fired 2 bullets at Clyde. He accidentally fired one shot which hit the side of a shelf before he fell. Still alive, he tried to crawl away. Brenda walked up to Clyde, shot him in the head, and killed him. Oh! Up until the last sentence, I said to myself, I was right to pardon Brenda, but after he was basically like pretty much dying at this point. She could call 911 and wait, but yeah, okay, she did panic. I mean, the last shot, I think she did not have to do that. She had a chance to get him locked up. He was still alive, and then she chose, after he's already down and not a threat, to shoot him in the head. I'll give her the benefit of the doubt because, she's probably shaking, she's worried about the baby, and she feels that he's going for his gun, but maybe she did not have to shoot him in the head. Wait a minute. He accidentally fired one shot which hit the side of the shelf. Still alive, he tried to crawl away. Yeah, try to crawl away, not going for the gun again. He was trying to just crawl away, tried to save himself, I'm guessing. But no, she went up to Clyde and shot him again in the head. The last shot most likely was a necessary shot. Okay. The dinner party on April 24th, 2002 at approximately 7 p.m. Jessica and her husband, Ronnie, hosted a small dinner gathering celebrating Jessica's birthday. Carol, the killer, Victor, and James were the guests. However, James didn't end up showing up. Unbeknownst to the rest, that's how you say it? My English, I'm sorry. Ronnie had an affair with Carol. Through the affair, Carol ended up being pregnant with Ronnie. We found out all that. With Ronnie's child, Ronnie started having second thoughts about the affair and intended to have the baby aborted. We did find that. Carol, fearful of losing Ronnie, decided to take action against the other person in the equation, Jessica. Yeah, that's the case that I got the most accurate. All those things that we are reading, I knew that. I didn't get anything wrong. During the gathering, Carol had brought a dose of lethal medication. She poisoned her cup, and when no one was looking, she switched her cup with Jessica's. Jessica drank the lethal medication and succumbed to the poison. Yeah, this one specifically, I found out all the answers. Now, the celebration. That's the most interesting thing. I have no idea what happened. So, because we have this summary, I don't have to go online. We're gonna find all the answers right now, which I'm really curious about. So, on May 21st, 2003, at approximately 7 p.m., 6 friends, Andrew, Brian, Eric, Grace, Jake, and Lisa, had gathered at an apartment to celebrate their graduation from high school. Brian and Lisa, brother and sister, are the current tenants of the apartment. Brian is currently dating Grace, as we know, and Jack has a younger sister named Christy. Oh! Who has feelings for Brian. Guys, that's the motive. The crucial detail that I missed is the fact that Jack and Christy are siblings. I did not know that. If I found out that Jake is Christy's brother, that's the little detail that will, connect all the dots, that missing piece of the puzzle. This is it. Prior to the events of June 1st, Brian had a false yet damning allegations thrown towards him. Yes, so he did not do that. That was Christy obsessing over Brian and trying to, I don't know, take revenge. She was accusing him falsely. Oh man, I didn't get this one right. In a fit of jealousy and to stir up drama, Christie alleged that Brian had sexually assaulted her on school grounds. This allegation caused Brian to be suspended from the school while the faculty and authorities investigated the matter. Unaware of the allegations being false, Jack plotted to take matters into his own hands. Oh, jeez, this is so messed up. For the day of the celebration, Brian had arrived at the apartment first. Christie stopped by the apartment before anyone else arrived to talk to Brian privately. Christie eventually left, and soon after, everyone else arrived. Grace and Brian had an argument which prompted Brian to retreat to his room. Brian had opened a pack of cigarettes and smoked a few. Jack had left the apartment due to being sensitive to smoking. Jack had returned to find everybody wasted and knocked out. Jack took the opportunity to confront Brian, who was still in his room at the time. After a brief confrontation, Jack shot Brian. Stunned at what he had just done, Jack ran out of the apartment, so that's why he ran off. Jack and Christie are siblings. That's the missing piece of the puzzle. This is it. Oh!
Which case file would you like to tackle?
Alright, guys. That was really interesting. Next time we are taking on the bloodbath. Eesh. Interesting. A whole new case, a whole new story, a whole new characters, and judging by all the cases so far, it's gonna be very interesting and intriguing. I hope you enjoyed this one. I'll see you soon. Thank you for watching.